Hello guys, this is the Drifting Lemur, and today I will be teaching you guys how to fight the Corrupted Cauldron with ease. So in this video, it's going to be another Minecraft Dungeons guide. So before we begin, I would like you guys to hit the like button on this video and subscribe for more guides like this one. So, about the Corrupted Cauldron. The Corrupted Cauldron is a stationary boss that summons a lot of minions, which include husks, baby zombies, chicken jockeys, vindicators, and regular zombies, and pink slimes that are ranged enemies that shoot purple orbs. And they are pretty tanky, by the way. It has 3 attack patterns, one which is summoning, which I told you this minions it summons. Another which summons pink slime, and a melee attack, which includes just burning people on fire near a 3x3 radius, basically near the Corrupted Cauldron. So this boss is harder than you think. It's probably the second hardest boss I fought in Minecraft Dungeons, first being the Arch-Illager. And the gear I'll be using today is a spider armor with food reserves, electrified, which has lifesteal and 25% melee attack speed, dancer sword with double sharpness. I'm going to be using this because it increases attack speed a lot, which is pretty useful in my opinion. And hunting bow with double multi-shot and bonus shot. So, that's my gear I'll be using. They're not all fully enchanted, by the way. I'm going for the boss artifacts. I will be using a wonderful wheat and a boost of swiftness, but during the level, I will be using a shock powder. However, if you like to go melee, I recommend using a shock powder for minions if you're going to go melee, because some people do like to just go swinging at the boss. I recommend saving your arrows up for this boss and just shooting him, but if you like to go melee, I recommend using a shock powder, boots of swiftness, and a death cap mushroom. That's the best way I fought the boss. But either way, I recommend a distraction. So if you can sacrifice maybe the death cap mushroom, that'll be good. Because distractions are really useful against this boss. So, without further ado, those are all the gear I recommend using. You can use some other stuff if you don't have it. Like if you're range, if you don't have, let's say, a good fireworks arrow, maybe use the torment quiver like I do. But I'm going to use the fireworks arrow just because I have multi-shot and bonus shot, which means extra fireworks, which is always pretty useful. So, to go through the level, I recommend speedrunning gear so that you can go through the level easier. Which a speedrunning gear usually includes Ghost Cloak, Boost of Swiftness, and if you do have the enchantment, Swift-footed. So, if you don't have speedrunning gear, I recommend grinding emeralds for Creepy Crypt. But I'm not going to do it in this guide. I'm just going to do it with the artifacts I have just so that you can problem solve. So let's go ahead and go to Soggy Swamp to fight the boss. Alright guys, so we're now about to go to the second phase of this dungeon, which usually has a mini-boss. Now in default mode, you're usually going to encounter an Enderman, but you can also encounter a skeleton horseman, or maybe even an evoker. So, let's kill these mobs real quick. Okay, good, so far so good, 11 damage, hopefully that's not that bad. Let's now put on our boss gear, which I'll be using for the mini-boss. Now let's go ahead and let's see which boss we have. Alright, so we have an Enderman. At least it's one of the easier mini-bosses. So, let's go ahead and fight the boss. Let's get our distraction. Okay, I might have to kill that witch actually, because I'm not dying. Yeah, let's kill that witch. Okay, witch is dead. We can now focus on the mini-boss. Alright, so far so good. We're taking a couple of hits, but so far nothing's bad happening. Alright, he's almost dead. He's just below half health. Good. Let's keep W and S tapping. Alright. And he's dead. Or she. I don't know what Enderman genders are. Okay. Now boss is defeated, and we're now in the third phase of the dungeon. Yes, I just skipped over the most of the second half, by the way. So once you defeat the Enderman, you don't immediately go to the third phase. There is some you have to walk a bit, so more enemies. By the way, these zombies are gonna catch up to you even with full speed run gear on normal. They're gonna catch up to you. So I recommend killing them and not just letting them kill you like that, because as you can see, they did a lot of damage on me. So let's continue going to the boss. Okay, at the supply chest, I recommend taking it. Don't skip on supply chests, they're really useful. Alright, so now we're almost at the boss fight. Let's put on our boss gear again. And this is the part where you should hope that you save up your arrows, because all the arrows that you saved up is going to be worth it for this boss fight. I recommend shooting the boss. If you like to swing at the boss, then I recommend using a shock powder for the minions. And definitely, for all classes, I recommend a distraction. You can use, after the shock powder and distraction, the third artifact, you can use whatever you want, but I recommend using a death cap mushroom if you have a good one. If you don't, then I suggest finding something else to use, because you're going to want a long duration on your death cap mushroom. So as you can see, he's summoning a lot of minions. Luckily though, I haven't taken a lot of damage from them yet. So far so good. Distraction's taking care of those husks, which is nice. Alright. Okay, kill the Vindicators. Oh great, I fell. Don't remember guys, don't fall off the map, because you do take some damage if you do. You're not going to die falling off the map, but you'll take some damage. Also, if you want to skip out on the summoning, I recommend going to this area, because the boss fight is still going to try and fight you, but it won't summon the minions, which is always useful. No minions means your life is going to be easier, because then you don't have to deal with all of the chicken jockeys and vindicators and pink slimes, which are super annoying. So I'm going to do a mistake here, some of my distraction, which causes the slimes to start spawning again. So unfortunately, I am going to have to leave this edge. So if you are at this side of the map, I recommend not summoning your distraction. So like, destroy your distraction, like use a different artifact on it, and then like stay at that edge, because that is a really helpful edge, because the slimes, they actually don't stay there the entire time. They actually disappear so the boss can summon new ones. If you keep that in mind, then you can go to the edge after all the slimes, then all the slimes will despawn, and just like that, your life is much easier. It's just going to be you and the cauldron. So let's continue fighting the boss. Okay, let's kill these chicken jockeys. So far, we haven't taken much damage yet, which is nice. I'm trying to see if I can get the melee attack pattern going, but unfortunately I haven't. So far, we've seen two of the attack patterns, one where he summons a bunch of chicken jockeys, husks, zombies, and vindicators, and one where he summons pink slimes. But you haven't seen the melee attack. I don't think I will be able to show you the melee attack, but basically, around the Corrupted Cauldron, there's some cobblestone, and on that cobblestone, when he does his melee attack, he summons pink fire, which does a lot of damage. So that's one thing I would watch out for if you're a melee person, because that fire attack can do serious damage on you. So avoid that fire attack whenever you can. That's when I recommend going range. So, good, let's use this fireworks arrow on him, and he should be dead. Just like that, he's dead. So, that is a strategy I like to use for this boss. Stay in one area and just shoot the boss. Unfortunately, my distraction did cause them to summon again, so I had to change strats and just strafe around the map. So, as you can see, that is the Corrupted Cauldron boss. It is hard. It is very hard, but it's not impossible. So with anyone who's struggling on this boss fight, I hope this video helped, and I hope you found it useful. So let's go ahead and go back to camp and wrap up this video. Victory! You have just defeated, in my opinion, the second hardest boss in the game. Well done. You're now going back to camp, filled with confidence after destroying one big cauldron and causing the witches to have a mental health disorder because you destroyed the one thing that matters to them. After your summer, you're going to get a chest, which is going to give you some goodies. Ooh, nice. Much better fishing rod than the one I have. So here, I'm just going to salvage some stuff, because I don't need all of this. By the way, salvaging items give you some emeralds, which could be useful for getting your speedrunning gear if you don't have it, or any good artifact that you want. So guys, that is the Corrupted Cauldron boss. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did give you any helpful tips, please give this video a like and subscribe. If any of you who's fought this boss before and came up with some nice strategies, please comment it down below. So that way, people who don't know how to fight this boss can also have your strategies for help too. Because this isn't the only strategy. There's a lot that people have. This is one strategy that I like to use for this boss. I hope you found the strategy useful. And if anyone else wants to make a strategy and show it to people, please tell people your strategy in the comments below. So, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys found this useful, and it's pretty nice actually, because this boss can give you some unique items, like what you saw. I got a lightning harp crossbow, and when you finish this level, a thing that will change in the house, you're gonna see a sign. That undead sign right there with the skeleton, that is what changes. That's what you get for defeating the Corrupted Cauldron and Soggy Swamp. So, guys, this is the Drifting Lemur. Goodbye.